All right, so today we're going to be going over one main reason why a lot of people will start developing front side shoulder discomfort when they're doing any type of bench pressing variation, in particular the dumbbell bench press, because there's a lot more range of motion that can develop from a dumbbell bench press, because you can take your arm a lot further back into shoulder extension, as opposed to with a barbell, the chest is going to kind of stop you from going any further. So a lot of times people, when they take their arm further back, the further back the arm goes, the more it drives the shoulder forward and puts pressure into the front side of the shoulder, and that's why they start developing front side shoulder pain when bench pressing with dumbbells. So today we're going to show you a couple things you want to keep in mind to help limit that and help avoid that altogether if you're dealing with some shoulder symptoms currently. All right, so first thing you want to think about when you're doing a dumbbell bench press or any bench press variation for that matter, you want to think about setting your shoulder blades back into the bench or posteriorly tilting your shoulder blades without allowing the rib cage to really flare up. You'll get some extension through the back, but unless you're training for a powerlifting meet, there's really no reason to really flare the rib cage. You want to keep the lower rib cage down, feeling your abs, and again, still tilting the shoulder blades down and back into the bench while feeling your abs, not your back. From this position, instead of lowering the dumbbell, a lot of people will think about lowering the dumbbell down nice and slow and under control, and what that tends to happen is you'll allow the shoulder blade or the humerus to push forward in the socket and put a lot more pressure or migrate anteriorly in the shoulder joint, putting a lot more pressure in the front side structures of the shoulder, such as the bicep tendon. So if you're getting a lot of anterior shoulder pain, what you want to think about is actually pulling the weight down, almost like you're doing a row, to spread your shoulder blades apart, or spread your shoulders apart. Almost think like you're pinching the shoulder blades down and back together, so that the shoulder in the chest becomes more proud in the bottom position, so that you spread the shoulders apart, and that'll help keep the ball and socket centered, or the humerus centered, or sink the humerus down into the shoulder joint, as opposed to allowing it to roll forward up towards the ceiling and put a lot of pressure into the top side of your shoulder joint. The other thing to think about as you're coming down with the elbows, you want them to be at about a 45-degree angle so that the weight is in parallel with the humerus and it's not rotated inward and moving in opposite directions. That a lot of times will contribute to a lot of front side shoulder pain. So we'll finish with the dumbbells facing each other and then let it rotate as you come down so that the weights are parallel with the humerus. Finally, at the top position, we want to think about an active grip. So we don't want to let the wrist just kind of crash into extension, but we don't want to push the weight so far forward that it feels like they're going to roll out of our hands. So just find a nice middle ground there, as opposed to a really heavy extended or really flex grip, a nice middle grip. As you lower the weight down, keep it centered with the humerus and pull the shoulder blades back as you pull the weight down towards your chest. And here's just another angle of it where you can see, again, there's nothing wrong with lowering the weight down and performing an eccentric bench press contraction, but somebody who's dealing with front side shoulder pain, a lot of times when you get them to pull the weight down towards the chest, it's a lot more comfortable, and you can see that the humerus and the osteokinematics that happen at the shoulder joint allow the shoulder to stay in a much more centered position, as opposed to rolling forward, which people will have a tendency to do if they slowly lower the weight down, such as an eccentric emphasis with the bench press.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you found yourself wondering how we can help you more, visit us at sportsrehabexpert.com, where we have more free content, products, and courses that you can take to accelerate your learning. Or you can just send me an email at greg@sportsrehabexpert.com. And one more thing, if you found this video helpful, please subscribe so you get notified whenever a new video comes out. And please like and share any content that you feel was helpful. Thanks.